Hello and welcome to TCBC Ride Leader Training. This video will talk about one of the common questions that the Ride Stats Committee has brought to them, and that is when looking at the TCBC ride calendar, occasionally we can look at some events and information in contacting a ride leader is not available. If a member or guest was to have questions about a ride, but if I was to go to a different ride, suddenly that information is available. So what is the difference, and what is the difference between rides that have contact information available and contact information that isn't available? For TCBC, we do recommend that email information for contacting is available because there may come the occasion where a member or potentially a guest or potential member would want to contact a ride leader to ask questions about a ride and what they might be able to expect. What does very strenuous, mean for a ride type? As opposed to just showing up to the ride, finding out that it really isn't the type of ride that they were looking at getting into and having an overall bad experience. So how do we get this information to be able to show up on a ride that we create? Well, we'll go back to the Ride Stats software in which we log in, and we'll click on the home icon and then we'll go to user preferences. So in this case, you'll see that there's two checkboxes that you're being asked to check to consent to have either your email address, telephone number, or both publicly posted. Now, when we say publicly posted, it does mean publicly to the world, because the TCBC ride calendar does not sit behind any type of authentication. So anybody who's looking at the TCBC ride calendar would be able, when they go into a ride, would be able to see the email address or see the phone number. So we recommend that only an email address is available for someone to contact you, because many people aren't comfortable publicly displaying a phone number, and that's perfectly fine. But posting via an email address so that somebody can reach out to you is not too much of a reach. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to consent, I'm going to save, and now if I was to go back to the calendar, look at my ride, shoot, there still isn't information, and that is by design. Any rides that were created in the past, if you go and update your information to be posted, that isn't going to update. However, any new rides that I create is then going to have an email link so that if somebody wanted to reach out to me regarding questions about a ride that I'm leading, they would be able to do so. So where does that information come from? It isn't being stored within Ride Stats, it's actually coming from the TCBC membership database. And we do ask that all members keep their information up to date when they're renewing their membership each year. But if you needed to update some information, maybe you have an email address that you use just for TCBC rides, the way that you can do that is by going to the TCBC website, going under members, and clicking on Manage My Membership. When I click on that, I'll be brought to a screen that has a button that then takes me to the login information for the membership system, in which I can log in and then update my personal information, phone number, email address. And if you want to have an email address that's just for your ride leader duties, I say go for it. But this would be the place that you'd go ahead and update it so that way members, guests, potential members, anybody who's going to be coming on your ride, if they had any questions beforehand, they could reach out to you, get their questions answered, and have a great experience on your ride. So thanks for watching this TCBC Ride Leader training, and we hope to see you out on the roads.